Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 50 of Drop the Mitts Hockey Podcast. And today we have former U.S. National Development Team defenseman. And this upcoming season, he's going to be a member of the Wisconsin Badgers, Logan Hensler. Logan, how you doing, my friend?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh, I'm good. I can't complain, man. How's the summer been going? What kind of things are you doing when you're not on the ice or training?
Most of my summer's been actually at Madison, so did some training there, skating, but off ice kind of hang with the guys, get to know them a little bit before the season starts, just to mesh with them. And then I'm home now, so just kind of been hanging around, watching a little bit of Netflix. So
Yeah,
that's
there
about
you
it.
go. What's your go-to show right now?
Right now, I've just finished Outer Banks. I know I'm a little
Oh,
late to that, but then I
yeah.
started Stranger Things. I'm also late to that, so
Oh my God, dude, you're gonna be addicted.
I am
That's
already.
what I'm. It's
I'm
so
like,
good. It's so good, man. How was the campus? I mean, you just mentioned you've been there most of the majority of the summer. How is the campus? I've heard incredible things about Madison.
yeah, it's unreal. There's a place called the Terrace. It's this
Yeah.
brand new thing they built. I mean, redid it. Sorry, and we go there every other night and just kind of watch the sunset. Have a couple, have a bite to eat, and just chill.
There you go, man. Yeah, you mentioned you're on the ice a ton. What's been kind of your main focus this off season? Areas of your game that you've really wanted to kind of hone in and improve during the off season, and then the other side of that, what are some areas of your game that you feel you do exceptionally well, and you wanted to keep trying to build this off season?
Yeah, areas I want to work on are defensive, the whole defensive side of the game. Because as a defenseman, I want to know how to defend very well and also play the offensive side of the puck. So I've been working on that a lot, and especially just getting bigger in the gym, putting on some weight, and practicing with the older guys. It's helped a bunch, and I think a part of my game that I do well is my skating and my hockey sense. I think I have that. I wouldn't say it's gifted. I've worked very hard at it, but it's came naturally to me, which is nice. But I've also worked my butt off at it.
Yeah. For sure. And again, are there just to kind of I've always kind of when in watching your game, you seem like you are a very well-rounded defenseman, but you're kind of that two-way into, you mentioning that you're trying to work on that defensive game. Are there any guys currently in the NHL, past or present, that you kind of see a little bit of yourself in, or try to, emulate your game after?
Yeah, I think skating wise, Luke Hughes, but he's probably got me by a little bit. And player, I like Jake Sanderson. I think he's a great two-way
Yeah.
defenseman. He came and skated with us at NTDP, and it was a treat watching him just to see how far I have to grow and see
Yeah.
like things I could take from him. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, man, and you just mentioned USN NTDP. You had two unreal seasons. I mean, it was incredible getting to watch you guys. You had a ton of success there. Man, what were some of your favorite memories? Parts or singular moments that come to mind, and memories that you have, of the program, whether it's teammates or just individual games, that you'll never forget.
I mean, I loved every second of it. I mean, you kind of take for granted being there, but like once you're gone, it's like wow, like I had a time of my
Yeah,
life there. But probably the biggest this last year, the my favorite memory was when we beat North Dakota in overtime. That was pretty fun. So
unreal,
yeah,
dude. And like you and what's cool about the program too is like you're getting to play like college teams, right? And like obviously you get to go into like some environments, crazy environments. Like what was the craziest barn? Would you say it was, was it one of those schools or was it like what was the craziest barn that you played in that you can remember?
great. I mean, BU was sick, North
Yeah.
Dakota was sick, but I think Cornell,
Cornell.
yeah, Cornell was pretty sick. They were loud. They were a lot louder than the other ones, but
Yeah.
that was a tough game, but it was fun.
Yeah, and like again, to hear you say like you kind of didn't realize how great the program was until you kind of left and you looked back and you realized like how unreal it was, being with the boys and the
Mhm.
program itself. What would you say some of the added benefits of going to the U.S. National Development Program route, rather than like major junior? Because I feel like a lot of even this past draft, man, like a ton of kids are getting drafted super high. So there's a lot of eyes being put on the program now. Not that it wasn't great before, but I feel like you're starting to see a ton of like higher draft picks coming out. Um, and like even this past draft, as far as like defensive talent goes, like EJ Emery, Cole Hudson, Will Scahan going super high in the draft. Like, what would you say the best part of being a part of that program was, and what are some of the added benefits of going that route?
Definitely playing against kids like the best kids of your age that have like the same goals as you, like that want to play pro, that want to compete at practice, want to get better every day. Like that was huge for me. I noticed I grew like exponentially from where I started, especially in the weight room. I thought I put on a good amount of weight, and
Yeah.
just all the tools they have for me like was unreal, especially with all the other guys around. So it was just a different environment, but I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously, dude, like even right now, like you're about to enter another huge change in your life. Much so when you entered the U.S. national program. Like now you're entering, your freshman year at Wisconsin. Um, what are the emotions like entering your first season? Obviously, I mentioned new school, new city, new teammates. Like, what are the emotions?
A little bit nervous, but excited. I think it's gonna be fun. I think I'm having a good time. Mike Hastings is a great coach. We have a good group of guys, and I'm excited to see like what we do this season. I think we have a good group.
Yeah, again, you have a ton of talent coming in. I think there's a lot of really good players returning as well. Um, the Badgers have an incredible atmosphere, passionate fan base. They love their hockey over there, right? And when going on visits, when it came to ultimately making your decision, um, what was it about Madison and University of Wisconsin that kind of drew you there? Rather than other higher programs.
The biggest thing for me was being close to home,
Yeah,
because since being at Michigan for 2 years, I kind of want to be closer to family and all that. And when I took my visit there, I mean, the campus it just blew my mind. That was a big thing. And then talking to Coach Hastings, just the trust he had in me and the trust I had in him was a really big factor as well. I could trust him and he trusts me. So I just thought after that, I kind of knew it was an easy decision from there.
yeah. And we mentioned earlier, you guys are going to have a pretty good squad. You coming in there, there's some really good talent returning. Um, you guys have the sixth best odds to win the Natty. You're right up there with BC, Minnesota, Denver, UND, and also Michigan. How do you feel about you guys' chances just based on the small sample size that you've gotten this summer?
I like our chances. I mean, I feel like this summer helps a lot with just like team bonding, getting
Yeah.
closer to the guys. Because I feel like the team that wins is like this is the best group of guys like I've played with. So I think it's huge. We got to be there for 8 weeks in the summer and kind of get to know each other and just grow as a group. So that was cool.
Yeah, and I should have mentioned earlier, like we were talking about the different barns that you've played in, and obviously, this season you're going to be playing in some pretty crazy atmospheres. But obviously, your home games are going to be played at Cole Arena, which they're insane. I got the chance to be there, for a game, and they're just fucking insane there. Um, and just a few days ago, they announced that you guys are going to take on Michigan State at Wrigley, which I saw that video and I'm like, it reminds me of like the frozen Fenways. Um, man, yeah, I mentioned that venue looks sick. Like, have you ever gotten an opportunity to play like in an outdoor game yet? And then also, like, what are your thoughts? Like, how pumped are you for this game?
Yeah, I have not. I'm pumped. It's gonna be sick. My whole family, I think, wants to come down and see that. So,
Yeah,
and I get to play Shane Van Sagi. He was one of my good buddies at
yeah,
NTP. So
yeah.
we're texting back and forth. So I'm fired up to play him.
That's gonna be unreal, man. Did you grow up? You're not far. Obviously, you grew up in Minnesota. Are you more of a Twins fan, or you know?
I don't really keep up with baseball, honestly, but I'd
Yeah, I
say I'm a
don't either.
Twins fan if I had to choose. So
Yeah, there you go. And then obviously it's gonna be a big year for you. You're going into your draft year. You're viewed as one of the top defensemen available in this draft. And how do you kind of manage those expectations? You mentioned, you're going into a new school, new city, new teammates, and then you kind of have this like added pressure. How do you kind of manage that and block out the outside noise and just focus on, your game, your studies?
yeah, I mean, I just know it's right now. It's so far away. Like
Yeah.
you really can't pay attention to the rankings or all that because anything can happen. And I got to go to the draft actually this year and
Oh,
see like
nice.
the first round and all the rounds. I really got to see like anything can happen. Like those rankings don't really mean anything. It's what the team wants, what the team needs. So
Yeah.
you can't really get in your own head about it, or else it'll kind of hurt you more than help you. So
Yeah, how was that atmosphere in Vegas? I mean, watching it on TV, man, I was like, it looks so sick there, like just at the Sphere and everything.
yeah, it was pretty cool. Honestly, I hope they do it there again, but we'll see what happens. But I
And
heard there's rumors like they won't even like do like the teams won't come out anymore.
yeah, I don't know if they're gonna more so do like the NFL draft setup where it's like they're in like one room and then like I don't know how they're gonna do it because they mentioned that they were gonna change the formatting of it.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they did at Vegas again. I think that was a great spot. The atmosphere is there. The atmosphere was there. I mean, great
Yeah.
spot, middle of summer. Can't complain.
Yeah, and like I feel like even the best part about all that is watching your buddies get drafted. Like what was that like? Just seeing so guys that you play with all year and that you're so close with. Like what is it like seeing them kind of live out that moment and hearing their names called? What was that like for you?
Yeah, that was cool to see. I mean, it was like kind of like they have their names called. I was like, I actually play with those guys, like
Yeah,
so it was cool to see, and it was kind of cool to like see the process as well during the whole season, like the meetings and how they handled it. And I always can lean on them for advice if I'm really struggling. So it's cool to see.
yeah, that's gonna be awesome too, man. Like you said, you kind of watch them live through it, and you kind of see them go through their process, so you can kind of adjust, as you go. But man, I want to get into your early days of playing and getting into the game of hockey. Who would you credit most? Whether it's family member, whatever, for getting you into the game and kind of sparking that interest and passion that you have for the game.
Yeah, so both my parents didn't play hockey. My mom figure skated. So growing up when I was young, I would go to like skating camps. So that's when I first started skating. But I really started to take it serious when I saw my cousin play in high school hockey. I thought that was the coolest thing ever, especially in Minnesota,
Yeah,
the fans and all that. So I think those are the biggest credits. I think that's honestly like where my skating started with my mom.
yeah.
So that's pretty cool to
Dude,
have that.
that literally was my next question. Funny enough, is obviously you played at the Hill Murray School in Minnesota, which is a pretty they have incredible tradition there. I mean, I was kind of going through their site and all the championships and whatnot. They play incredibly difficult schedules every year. They're a pretty elite program there. Can you talk to us about playing there, as well as just the tradition of Minnesota high school hockey? Because we see videos like when the tournament rolls around, they kind of show the crowd and everything. But like, can you talk to us about like what that tradition is like, and how how insane high school hockey is in Minnesota?
My year was crazy. I like being a freshman on varsity, like kind of like the whole school knew you. Like you kind of just like you
Yeah,
knew everyone. It was kind of cool having the senior friends. So that was definitely a good experience. The atmosphere was crazy. Like when we played like White Bear, our games were sold out, like packed. And then I was lucky enough to play in the state tournament for that. So I got to play in front of 18,000 people. I was
so crazy.
not gonna lie, I was pretty nervous, but
Yeah,
I thought I did fine out there. So
as a freshman too.
yeah,
So are the atmospheres like that every game, like for high school games? I mean, obviously not 18,000, but like are they always insane like that for every game?
it's for like the bigger like rivalries, you could say, like
Yeah.
White Bear, Hill Murray, Stillwater, Hill Murray, Matamita, Hill Murray, but that's like half your schedule. But the other half's like kind of not that crazy, but still,
Yeah.
it's just like cool to be on a team. Like everyone knows who you are. So
Yeah. I'm in Massachusetts and like I remember playing and like when they show it on social media, it's like I've never seen anything even for like college games like around here, whether it's like BCBU and then you look at like the Minnesota high school, I'm like that is fucking insane. Like especially now you saying as a freshman, like I'd be shitting my pants.
yeah, it was nuts. Like
Yeah.
I can't remember all. I think I was 16, 15,
Yeah.
16. It was just crazy. And
Yeah. Well, listen, man, that's all really I got for you. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your weekend. I know you're home wanting to spend time with family and friends, so I'm super grateful that you took the time. Wish you the best, this off season, this season. I'll be rooting for you and obviously best of luck with draft prep and whatnot.
yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, man. Take care. Have a good one.
You too.
What a guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Logan Hensler of the Wisconsin Badgers. What a guy. Hell of a player. I mean, I mentioned earlier, he's going to be one of the top defensemen taken in this draft. Incredibly talented. And again, we're super grateful that he took the time while he was home to, chat with us, talk to us about the upcoming season, about the Minnesota high school hockey tournament. I've always been fascinated with that. So again, cannot thank him enough. I think the Badgers legitimate have a legit chance of winning a natty this year. I mentioned they're right up there with the sixth best odds. Right up there with the BCs of the world, Minnesota, Denver, UND, Michigan. Those are all absolute fucking powerhouses when it comes to college hockey, and they have been for years. And I anticipate the Badgers are going to be right up there with them. So it's really cool to get to talk to Logan, for at least, for this 14 minutes. That was an awesome conversation. Um, and yeah, we're really fired up about this season. I know we've been off for a few weeks. Um, so again, we're really excited about this. Kind of getting back into the swing of things. Mentioned started a new job over at Sparks Hockey. Um, and yeah, it's been awesome. So again, we've got some other news on the horizon here that we've kind of been working on, kind of gone mute for a little bit, but Nikki and I have got some awesome stuff coming up here, and we've got some awesome guests lined up for you guys. Just needed to take a little bit of time. We've done this before, where we take a week, couple weeks, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you can always make hockey content. It's not, you know, got to be in love with it. And yeah, we're getting back into the swing of things, and super pumped about it. So you guys are gonna hear me. We're gonna do a little breakdown of the off season. And so let's turn it over to our little breakdown of the off season. Take care, guys.